So before we get down to business, did I see that you're a marathoner?
Are we recording?
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, I am. I've run a couple of marathons.
Have you ever done anything really stupid like a triathlon?
I don't like biking or swimming.
Okay,
so.
good. Because the first question is, these psychopaths over in Paris that were jumping in the Seine, you're never doing that, right?
Oh, no. I wouldn't go in the East River in New York City. That's the Seine.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. When the East River, you look at that as like, wow, that's Aquafina compared to the Seine, right?
Yeah, close.
All right, we had to get that out of the way because I saw you were a marathon. I'm like, well, I got to ask about this. Look,
yeah,
I've joked that essentially with what I do for a living, I have been able to monetize marginal conduct grades into a career. Did you have any idea as a girl playing soccer that these years down the line, you would still be involved in the world of soccer?
No. And there was a period where I hated soccer, if I'm honest. Like, it was tough. There are times when you're a player, when you're a coach, where you want as far away from it as possible. But I think it's what it gave me the resilience to come back into the sport, to come back and realize like the opportunity that exists through sport that's kept me going all these years. So no, I would have never imagined, but I'm incredibly grateful now to have had all the experiences that have led me to this.
Now, how long was it? Because I played basketball at a very high level, and I remember the hardest thing when it ended was all the time that I used to spend as a gym rat. And now I had to figure out what I was going to do with that time. How much was there a lag time between when you quit being a player and when you got back into the game?
Yeah, there a little bit. I after college, I went to University of Wyoming. After college, my college sweetheart and I at the time jumped in our moving van with our dogs and moved across the country. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So it was a little bit of a break there. I became a real estate agent in New Jersey. And
isn't that what everybody does eventually? Eventually we all start selling real estate.
Yeah.
That almost sounds like a punchline, though. I sold real estate in Jersey.
It's true. I found myself deep in the white pages trying to sling homes, and I thought, this is not for me. So I came back into the game pretty quickly, to be honest. But and I've been fortunate in my career in soccer. Yeah.
The progression of professional soccer, both on the men's and women's side in this country, did you think, or do you think we would have been further along than we are now, or are we about where you thought we would be? In other words, did you think the sport would have progressed faster in America?
I think that the thing is, I feel like it is progressing. I'm like still looking 10 years down the road, like where can we get to? Where's the opportunity? And for right now to be one of those tentpole moments, launching a women's professional soccer league with the Super League and Carolina Ascent, I do think is a moment in time for us to stop and take stock in where we're at and how far we've come. But we still have a long way to go, both women's and men's soccer in this country. And I think a lot of that comes down to opportunity, really, and investment.
Timing's everything. How important, or is it at all, the success of the United States women's national team in Paris?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put that much pressure on the Paris Olympics in particular on winning gold. I think it's more about the development and growth of our team as we steamroll towards the Women's World Cup in 2027. Because we're going through a lot of change with the U.S. women's national team with, new formations, new coaches come in, and I think she's brought a gust of energy into that squad. So it's an exciting time for the U.S. in Paris. I think we will win gold. I think there's an opportunity there, but I also wouldn't put all of the pressure on that, because really in women's soccer, the peak of the mountain is women winning the Women's World Cup in 2027.
So I mentioned when Coach Poole was in here last time that in the world of sports, I believe high tide raises all ships. And as a sports nut, in the last year, you can't help but notice the success of Caitlin Clark and how that has elevated not just women's basketball, but it seems like it's elevated the awareness of women's sports, and Coco Gauff carrying the flag in the Olympics, and Simone Biles, of course, who's dominating the Olympics right now. Do you feel, is there a strategy as the president of this soccer league, is there a strategy that you're incorporating or that you're discussing with other owners and teams about capitalizing on this wave, and how can we?
Yeah, well, I think the wave is capitalizing on itself. I mean, women's sports is having we're part of a movement, but to be fair, I think that we are the moment. And this is the opportunity. This is the time. So certainly we talk about it. We talk a lot about the fan experience and how to create an environment that people want to come to again and again. And certainly, the more investment we have coming into the women's game, the more excitement, the more energy, the more opportunities there are for sponsors in the game, the more we can drive up, the opportunities for players and ultimately for fans too.
So you're the president of the USL. Is that analogous to commissioner in other leagues?
Yeah, close of this league, yeah.
Okay, and this is what I wanted to get to, because in other professional sports leagues, the commissioner essentially works for the owners and works for the franchises. And players are sort of an afterthought. But what's ironic is you come from a world of player labor.
Yeah.
And so is it different with the USL in that there's kind of a feeling we're all in this ship together? And so you've got players and owners and league officials and everybody all on the same page working for the same common goal. Whereas, in other professional sports leagues, it's sort of an us against them situation.
I hope that's the goal. I hope that's the way people feel. This week, I'm on a bit of a tour this week, actually. I was in Lexington, Kentucky Tuesday. I met with the players there. I went to training, had lunch with the women. And then I was in Dallas yesterday with Dallas Trinity. So I got to see those players. I'm here today with Carolina. Tomorrow, I'm out to Spokane to meet with our team. In Spokane. Yeah, there's a direct actually tonight, 7 o'clock, straight to Spokane. Yeah, it's great. So it's been good. And for me, the intent is to meet every player in this league before the league kicks off, because I think it's important that they know how much we value them. We value their contributions, their time, their trust in being part of the inaugural season and launching a brand new women's professional soccer league. And I think they're amazing women who are, elite level athletes, and I want to support them every way possible. All
right, to get you out of here on this, we're about to enter into year one. What is success for you as the president at the end of year one?
Yeah, I think I appreciate that you asked about players, because for me, having the players having a great experience is undoubtedly like our top priority. I want to ensure that they feel valued, have a great time, and the fans, make sure that the fans have a great experience too, because we know. If we can solve those two things, we'll have long-term success. This is a league for generations to come, and starting with solid foundations where we're player first and fan centric, building into the future will be a beautiful journey.
All right. Well, then what is success after year 5?
Wow. I mean, I think the success is all of us being in this together, and the league, we want sold out stadiums, top level players, but we believe that we'll be a global leader in women's professional soccer, and things like being on the international calendar, having players as global free agents, being part of that global movement, like we're talking about, the global movement in women's sports. And I think women's soccer, I think the USL Super League can lead that.